discussion with the American people about how they feel about the new administration and the Democratic Congress and what they're doing.
Let's remember, this isn't the only time. This Easter egg roll, President Biden said they won't let me read, but he said something similar a lot. Let's take a listen.
They're not going to let me read at all. They will not let me, understandably, I guess, cross the border and take a look at what's going on in Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, they gave me a list here. The first person I was instructed to call on was Kelly O'Donnell of NBC. I'll take your questions, and as usual, folks, they gave me a list of the people I'm going to call on.
Any guess as to who they is, Emily? I feel like...
And go back to what you were saying about the they thing. That's a really big issue. The idea that he keeps talking about they means he's not president or somebody else is in charge. That's not how this whole thing works. The way this works is people elect somebody to be president, and then they are president, and they make the decisions. Or that, and by they, I mean that person.
We know. Different than.
But when he starts talking about they being in charge, we're in deep. That's deep constitution.
Sue Southern, just sit. Don't move. She's a teacher.
I'm the teacher, you know.
She's a teacher. Happy Easter. All right.
Wait.
Come to the South Lawn. Thank you and happy Easter. All right.
Wait.
God bless you.
Biden administration has planned to end Title 42 on May 23rd. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has spoken out against that decision. Now, Title 42 is the COVID-era border restriction that has allowed U.S. officials to quickly expel migrants. Of course,
a federal judge announced a pause on the Biden administration's rollback of Title 42. This decision, a result of a lawsuit filed by the states of Missouri, Louisiana, and Arizona. So here's a quick reminder as to what Title 42 is. Title 42 is a clause of the 1944 Public Health Services Law that allows the government to prevent the introduction of individuals during certain public health emergencies.
Alrighty, we'll start with some big business news, and Twitter has agreed to sell to Elon Musk.
Welcome back. We're wasting no time getting back into Alphabet's big earnings whiff. The stock is under pressure in the pre-market as Alphabet had a rare earnings shortfall and missed analyst sales forecasts on YouTube for the third straight quarter. Also worth noting here, Alphabet is the top trending ticker right now on the Yahoo Finance platform.
Children that she's trying to hold a sexual orientation class with. A parent shared their concern and their objection to it and pulled their kid out. And instead of this teacher being concerned of what she did wrong, she goes to a district employee and asks for ways of how she can continue to teach sexual orientation to her 3rd grade class. You guys want us to believe that this isn't a propaganda, that no agenda is being held? This wasn't just any sexuality class. This was specifically designed 3 days a week. She taught LGBTQ curriculum in her class. It raises the question, how many of those students are excelling in that classroom? Is everybody in that class getting A's in math, English, grammar, social studies? That we can dedicate 3 days a week to teach 8-year-olds about sexual orientation? I don't care.
We're here today because we believe in education, not indoctrination. We believe an important component of freedom in the state of Florida is the freedom from having oppressive ideologies imposed upon you without your consent, whether it be in the classroom or whether it be in the workplace, and we decided to do something about it. So the bill that we'll be signing here today provides substantive protections for both students and parents to ensure that the education they're receiving in Florida is consistent with the standards of the state of Florida. And those standards do not allow pernicious ideologies like critical race theory to be taught in our K-12 schools. We are not going to use your tax dollars to teach our kids to hate this country or to hate each other. We believe that every single student matters, every single student counts. We are not going to categorize you based on your race. We are not going to tell some kindergartner that they're an oppressor based on their race and what may have happened 100 or 200 years ago. And we're not going to tell other kids that they're oppressed based on their race. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't succeed in this state. Everybody can succeed. And so we believe in having that true, solid education. I will point out, because you actually will hear people lie about what we're actually doing in the bill, and they'll say they don't want you to learn about history and all the key things. Just understand, in the state of Florida, it is required in Florida statutes to teach about all segments of American history. You have to teach about the Holocaust. You must teach about African American history. You teach about the institution and the abolition of slavery. You teach about the failure of the post-Civil War amendments to take hold and how you needed to fight for civil rights. We teach all of that because it's real history and it's important. But what we will not do is let people distort history to try to serve their current ideological goals. And we see this in examples like the New York Times' 1619 Project, where they teach that the American Revolution was fought to defend slavery, when in reality, you can read the pamphlets, you can look at the Boston Tea Party, you can see what they were upset about because they told us. They wrote it down, and they wrote a Declaration of Independence to fuel their fight for freedom. And so we have to be accurate, and we cannot allow ideologues to try to distort what has happened in this country's history. And so we will absolutely teach all aspects of history that are true. We will study, in particular, the contributions of both women and Hispanics to Florida and to the United States. We will teach about